So what I'm going to be discussing next is how both of these works, When You Go Away and The Gift in Wartime, represent postmodernism. In my previous video about their differences and how they compare, I already kind of discussed what they have in common, and the things that they have in common are actually their postmodernism traits. To clarify that, I'm just going to recap what I said in the last videos. So a major thing that represents postmodernism is disillusionment. So both of these poems have a lot of disillusionment in them, especially When You Go Away. There's this dreamy state, this disillusionment is this confusion, it's very representative of thoughts, what's going in a person's mind, and there's a lot of this kind of thinking going on when you go away. The person is recovering from this loss, they're mourning this loss of this person. A line that is an example of the disillusionment in When You Go Away is that there's this line that says, "The clock goes back to striking the same hour that has no place in the years." So it's talking about this clock. No matter how much time passes, this person is stuck in this reality, this alternate, this place where there's no happiness. And that's another postmodernism trait, is this not having any happiness and this alternate reality. It says that sometimes, in the notes that we took, we discussed how sometimes the postmodernism stories or the postmodernism poems will have this characteristic of this alternate reality, this place, or this fictional area that the main character could be stuck in. And when you go away, the character's in this place. They're in that area of this not reality, they're not in the real world, they're in their mind, they're trapped inside themselves. So that's a disillusionment in that poem. When The Gift in Wartime has some disillusionment too, because again, it's talking about the thoughts of this woman and her mourning. So there's this, "You give me your lips with no smile, you give me your arms without tenderness, and you give me your eyes with no sight in your motionless body." A lot of this poem is these lingering thoughts. It says, "I offer you clouds that linger on my eyes on summer days. I offer you cold winters amid my springtime of life." So she gives off this kind of haunting feeling of this place where she's at too. She's in this place where she's in this reality. She's not in the real world, she's in her mind. She's thinking about what's going on in her loss. So again, the disillusionment is there, the whole alternate reality and confusion. Another thing is strong imagery. I already discussed that in the previous stories I talked about. When You Go Away has the imagery of the bed of ashes and the one-armed boy, and The Gift in Wartime talks about the imagery of the metals and, like I said, the clouds and springtime that she just discussed. I just read that to you a few moments ago. Another thing they have in common that is postmodernism is they both talk about the Vietnam War, or war in general. The Gift in Wartime talks about Vietnam War, and her lover has died in this war. That's a postmodernism trait because that's what was happening at the time. This war was happening. When You Go Away is the same way. It talks about this loss. It could have been from war, or it could be from any kind of war, any kind of loss, but it talks about this battle, this inner battle that goes on, which is a postmodernism trait. So that is how these both represent postmodernism, and that's what I have for you on that topic.